Did you feel the mountains tremble? Did you see the oceans rise and fall and the quaking beneath your feet as the Swifties stampeded out to the movie theaters to go see the opening of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour? And of course, it smashed some all-time box office records, but it didn't quite make as much as they were kind of projecting. Initially, it was being projected $75 to $100 million. I actually thought that was kind of low, until I found out that, that weren't going to be any Thursday screenings, only Friday screenings after 6 p.m. It's like, okay, I get it. But then at the last second, they announced some Thursday screenings, and all of a sudden some projections went as high as $125 or $150 million. Well, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour concert movie video, which by the way, cost $15 million to make, made $96 million. Now that's the projected. The actual number might be up 1 or 2 million, might be down 1 or 2 million. But right now, Box Office Mojo is saying it made $96 million on its opening weekend. Now that, I want to put this in perspective, breaks the all-time concert movie record just in its opening weekend. Like, I'm not saying it broke the record for opening weekend for concert movies. It broke the concert movies record in just one weekend. That's how big this was, and is one of the top 5 biggest opening weekends of the year for a little concert. It did spectacular, but it didn't do as high as some people were projecting it to go. So why didn't this Eras Tour do better? I mean, it did great. I think we all acknowledge it did great, but why didn't it do better? Well, Matt Bellani from The Puck wrote an article about this, and I kind of peppered in a few of my own thoughts here as well. But here are basically 5 reasons I think that Eras did great, but why maybe didn't live up to some of the expectations that some people thought it was going to be, including myself. Number 1, men didn't go see it. The audience, according to the stats came out, was 80% female. Now, a lot of times very male-centric movies come out, but you'll see like a 58 to 42, 58% male, 42% female, stuff like that. Like a lot of girls were interested in those films or would go along with their guy friends, whatever. I think there was an expectation that while obviously the Eras Tour is going to be predominantly targeted at a female audience, I think there was an expectation that more men would go along. Men like Robert Meyer Burnett, who went off to go see the movie this weekend.
He just went by himself.
Yeah, that would be a great dating pool. Apparently, if there's 8 women for every 2 guys in the theater. But I mean, I think there was an expectation that there would be more of a date factor to go into this. So finish there. The number 2 reason is this. Most tickets were sold in advance. And I think there was 2 things at play. One, there was an impression out there. I know this because I had it myself, that there's no point in trying to get tickets this weekend because everything's sold out. Because, on the limited number of screens that when they launched the ticket sales, they all sold out within an hour or 2. So I think there might have been some impression of that. But also, videos Thursday night started circulating on social media of packed theaters with people dancing and singing and screaming in the theaters. And that might have been enough to turn off regular moviegoers who might have thought, some regulars who thought, I'm not a Swiftie, but I'll go see this concert movie. Why not? People are going wild in that theater. I don't want to go. So, I mean, to me, that would have been an incentive to go. I love it when a theater gets right into it, but that may have turned some things down. Number 3, while they did launch screenings on Thursday and Friday pre 6 p.m., they were limited. I didn't realize this till this weekend when I started actually reading the statistics. So compared to most movies that open on weekends, it had a limited number of Thursday screenings and a limited number of screens at pre 6 p.m. So that kind of took some of the wind under the sail. Number 4, very limited advertising. Now you may think, rightfully so, what are you talking about? It can turn around without seeing somebody talking about Swifties. Yes, but they predominantly, 90% of their marketing was on Instagram. And it was just Taylor Swift. And then the news outlets talking about it. And if it wasn't for the fact that Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce, that made it they did one spot. They bought one advertising spot on a Thursday night football game because that made sense. So there's a couple $1,000,000 there. But really, they were just going after, in their marketing, areas where Swift fans were already inhabiting. So that probably doused it a little bit. And number 5, look, guys, at the end of the day, it was just a concert video. right? It is just a concert movie. Now, I love me a couple of great concert movies. I do. But, I mean, could it have beaten Barbie and stuff like that as just a concert movie? Now, look, despite all these 5 things, make no mistake about it, this movie that cost $15 million to make in North America alone made $96 million. And by the way, a little bit later today, when these are the estimates, when the actuals come out later today, it might be 97, 98. And if so, it will break the Joker record of the all-time biggest opening for an October movie in history. Right now, with the estimates, it sets $782,000 behind the Joker record. So when the actuals come out, maybe it'll beat that. Anyway, Rob, look, you saw the movie theaters. They were filled with energetic people. It's one of the biggest openings of the year for a movie that cost $15 million to make. But guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Quip. Guys, good health starts with good habits, and Quip makes taking care of your oral health easy by delivering all the oral care essentials that you need to care for your mouth. They've got an incredible electric toothbrush with timed sonic vibrations with 30-second pulses to guide a dentist-recommended 2-minute clean. Guys, it's my favorite toothbrush I've ever owned. And who likes flossing? I don't, but this water flosser hits all the right spots with gentle or deep cleaning pressure at the touch of a button. But guys, then there was an additional surprise. Quip also supplies mints and gums that are fantastic. Every time you pop one of their new mints, you'll be caring for your mouth inside and out. Bold mint flavor keeps your breath confidently fresh, and you'll get a boost of vitamin D. And their gum prevents cavities and freshens breath when chewed for like 20 minutes after eating. It's sugar-free, is tooth-friendly, and has 0 calories. So guys, if you go to getquip.com/Campea right now, you'll get 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, and water flosser. That's your 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, water floss at getquip.com/Campea, spelled GETQUIP.com/Campea. Quip, the good habits company. As somebody who was actually boots on the ground there, so we didn't have to, why do you think it didn't do even more? Like, do any of these 5 reasons jump out at you? Are there some that you would add? I don't know. What do you think?
First of all, I want to say that Sam Wrench, who directed this, you know, our friend Cliff Stevenson did a social media post about how well this was made. And my interest in this,
Cliff would know.
Yeah, and my interest in this movie has been strictly really from a production standpoint. I want to know everything. I hope Vanity Fair in their Hollywood issue writes a whole big expose on the making of this film. It is a beautiful piece of work. It really is. And I think all of those reasons are valid. And I think really, John, at the end of the day, it is just a concert movie. And I think about concert movies that have come out theatrically in my lifetime. Like, I remember when Bring On the Night, which was a Sting concert movie. U2's Rattle and Hum.
Oh God, it's my all-time favorite.
Which I have to say, I went and saw it at the Village Theater, and Phil Joanna was there. The director was there. I have never in my life heard a movie that was played louder than Rattle and Hum, and it was glorious. It was so loud, and I loved Rattle and Hum. But again, and that was U2 at the height of the zenith. It was post Joshua Tree. And this is, of course, riding the Taylor Swift wave. But I do think ultimately the problem is it is just a concert movie. And I really do think that for all, and you know what was great? What's great is this audience, it was mothers and daughters and friends, people wearing those friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this isn't so much a movie as another pop culture event. And I think that there was a lot of people that couldn't get into the Eras Tour for whatever reason. Then they went and saw it again. I'm going to be very interested to see what this movie does on weekend 2 and 3, because I have a distinct feeling that we're going to see this movie have legs. It's either going to have legs or everyone saw it in the first weekend. But I think it's going to have legs because, man, I got to tell you, it seemed like, I mean, I went to a few banger parties back in my day, and I saw a lot of people amped up on various substances, but I don't think anybody was amped up as much as I saw the audience. I mean, I'm like, have you guys all been snorting lines in the bathroom? I mean, these people, the love, the dancing around, the energy, it was unbelievable in a movie theater.
You know, even if it's for a musical artist I don't like or whatever else, I love being in a crowd,
dude,
that has tons of positive energy. I think I probably would have loved to have been there.
I mean, you know, I joked, but I didn't go see Blackpink because I would have been embarrassed to go to a Blackpink concert by myself. But I kind of do wish I had a gaggle of teenage girls I could have brought with me, my friends' daughters or whatever, so I could have taken them in the theater and just sat there and watched them all jump around and sing. I mean, John, they know every lyric.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the idea of like, hey, shut up, never occurred to me. But man, let me tell you, if you're having a bad day, even if you're not a Taylor Swift fan, if you're having a bad day, go see this movie, sit in the back, be unobtrusive, because you'll feel the love and the joy, and it will get to you, and you'll just sit there with a big smile on your face. And I'm not even a Taylor Swift fan, and this movie did not make me a Taylor Swift fan, but damn do I appreciate the love.
By the way, should point this out. So on its opening weekend, the Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert movie made as much as Blue Beetle did in its entire global theatrical run. Blue Beetle made $128 million worldwide in its entire theatrical run. The Taylor Swift Eras Tour made $128 million worldwide on its opening weekend. So who would have go back a year and say the upcoming DC film Blue Beetle, a Taylor Swift concert movie, will make as much as its entire theatrical run in one weekend?
I mean, they could have the entire running. This might have been a one weekend event, and it would still be a monstrously profitable movie.
Yep, absolutely. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.